And we're sitting there, and I think there's a foul, so it's a break in the action. So it's the players at the free throw line. Could have been whoever, doesn't matter. And Mike leans over to me like, "Hey, Markus, look in the stands."
Man, that's Lethbridge.
That's Lethbridge.
Remember Jesse broke the rim, and you guys had to slide over to the second court.
Yes.
In that block, get dizzy. Man get popped, not busy. Man get splashed from the Draco. Wet man call that drizzy.
I gotta go back to two things because I missed them, and we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up real quick. The first one is there was a game. So people don't know, I used to assistant coach at Keyano on the men's side with Mike Conley. Shout out to Mike. Mike, we gonna coach. We gonna get you on too. I know I already reached out. I know you said that you're ready when I'm ready. But there was a game in Red Deer. Okay, you're not. I'm glad I never gave you a heads up on this question. I'm pretty sure it was Red Deer.
Scared
there
now.
Was a game in there was a game in Red Deer.
Yeah.
And the women had played already, so your team had played already, and we're going back like 2012.
Yeah.
I'm on the bench, and my head's in the game, like because I'm still new at this. I'm trying to navigate, and like I want to support Mike. Whatever I can do from the assistant side of things, right? So I'm trying to get stats and watch players and talk to the guys and all that. And we're sitting there, and I think there's a foul, so it's a break in the action. So it's the players at the free throw line. Could have been whoever, doesn't matter. And Mike leans over to me like, "Hey, Markus, look in the stands."
Man, that's Lethbridge.
That's Lethbridge.
Remember Jesse broke the rim, and you guys had to slide over to the second court.
Yes. See, there you go. I didn't know that was the same time where he broke the rim. Shout out to Jesse Descombe. That's the first time I've seen anyone shatter a backboard in real time. Yeah. I've seen it on TV. Anyways, so Mike nudges me. He's like, look in the stands. And I'm scanning the stands. I'm like, well, is he trying to show? What is he trying to show me? Is there a girl that he thinks I might like or something like that? And he's like, nah. And then he's like, nah, look, coach has his knee in this guy's back and his arm. This guy, he has his knee on this guy's back and his arm behind him like he's going to arrest him. And I saw you. I don't know what you did to this guy. I don't know how you got him on his back or whatever. But when I hear you talk about you used to be a sheriff, it ties it all together for me.
All right.
So what happened in that scenario?
So there was this drunk individual who walked in, and previously the security guards had kicked him out.
Okay.
But he wandered back into the stands. And the security guard came, and I was sitting there talking to some parents, actually. Security guard came and tried to shoo him off, and he kind of pushed her down the stairs, because the stairs go up in
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He kind of pushed her down kind of stairs, and I was like, "Oh!" So we're watching it really closely, and she goes up and says, "You have to leave," and then he started stepping forward, and so I got up, and I'm like, "No, this guy is not going to strike this lady." And he was a big man. He was like, what, 6'5", I think, right? 6'5", 6'6" guy. And I went over and I said, "Hey, do you need some help?" And she goes, "Yeah, this guy's pretty big." And she was just a tiny lady, right? And I said, "Hey, guy, wait, what's going on?" And I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was trying to swing or he stumbled or whatever. But as soon as his arm raised, man, I just went in straight mode and I just put him down. And I don't even know what I did, but thank God I was safe and she was safe and no one got hurt, and the gentleman never got hurt, and there happened to be an RCMP officer there too as well. So yeah, they had arrested him and they took him away. But yeah, that's what happened. It's a crazy. Man, you brought back some memories there, man. That was a crazy story.
Oh yeah, and I wish I had the video of it, because like I said, I remember looking up and I saw you had your knee on this guy's back, his arms behind him. And his head was in the bleachers. You know what I mean? Like it was like amazing to see, and I didn't see how it got there. I didn't see the swinging or whatever, the exchange that you had or that he had with the security lady. I just saw the end result, and I'm like, man, Coach Dwayne, man, you don't want to play with that man. Mama, there goes that man. You know what I mean?
I don't have to ever do that ever again. So
right. No, that's funny. So the other part I want to go back to now, your kids. You've got one daughter and two boys?
Yeah, 4 in total. 4. I got 2 girls. I don't
Yes,
know
you got an older girl. Yeah. But I want to focus on the younger ones.
Yeah.
As a coach, and I know how you are. Like you're passionate. You can get fiery. I've seen your practices and stuff like that. What is it like having 2 boys and a daughter? Are you like steering them towards basketball or any particular sport, or what is that like?
Man, the number 1 rule in our house: do what makes you happy. 1 rule. So we're not steering them towards basketball or anything. Like Ezra, who's 7, he plays lacrosse, he plays basketball, he's in taekwondo, he's going into soccer this summer. Jayla, she's in taekwondo, going to kickboxing this summer, probably Brazilian jiu-jitsu as well. She's a fighter like her dad. She's in the soccer academy already, and she wants to do some basketball camps. Right, and little Xavier, who's 2, man, like he wakes up every day with the basketball in his hand, and he plays basketball downstairs by himself for 3 hours. So I think there'll be in athletics somewhere. I don't really care. Again, the number 1 rule is just do whatever you want to do to make yourself happy. But as long as they're good kids, and and they're impactful in the community, I really don't really care if they play sport. If they play sport, then perfect. I'll support them. But at the end of the day, man, just be a good person and be impactful in the community.
Yeah, that's great advice, Coach. And shout out to yourself and your wife, Lisa, as well. Great lady. You guys are doing a great job on the home front. So 2 more questions, because I know you got to go. You're a busy man. You're always busy, and we appreciate you coming on. If you had a magic wand, and with this wand, you could go into Parliament and make change, right? You could make change within Canada. You could do anything, right? With this wand. What would be the number 1 thing you would do in Canada to help our sports programs, specifically basketball, become a superpower like the United States, like Spain, and some of the other countries? What would be the 1 thing you would do? What are we missing in Canada?
Well, honestly, I don't think we're missing too much. Shout out to the Canadian women's basketball team, doing good things, But I think if I had that magic wand, I would do 2 things. 1, I would pay coaches more money, have more full-time coaches. That gives them the ability to train these kids on another level that the kids in the States are getting, right? We need more qualified coaches, but it's hard to be, a true coach in the spirit of this is your job, right? Because it's not honored as well as it is in Australia, in the United States, in Europe, right?
Yeah.
And then the number 2 thing I would do is make the networks play more Canadian basketball, play more youth sport, play more college. And I'm not talking the Final 8. That's easy. Play some league games. Right? Because right now the Canadian kids, they're watching NCAA, which is obviously you can't take away NCAA. You can't at all. And there's some Canadian kids doing some great things there on the men and the women's side. But let's have some role models here. There's some great youth sport basketball, men and women. There's great youth sport soccer. There's great youth sport football. I can go on and on about all the sports in youth sport. And same with college in the CCAA. There's some great players in our division as well. We need to give kids the understanding that basketball, soccer is universal, yes. But we need to be more like Australia, where they keep their kids homegrown. You want to know why Australia closed the gap? Is because they started to keep some of those really good kids at home, right? With the AIS, right? And some of those kids do go away, right? And they do come back. But there's more of a sense of pride in Australia, whereas they know they're going away, but they're coming back to give back to the national sport. And it's more on the men's side than it is on the female side. is that once they make pro, whether it's NBA, Europe, they're not really coming back and playing for the country.
No.
Right?
No.
It's something we need to fix. But again, at the grassroots level, if I can turn on the TV if I'm 6 and 7 and I can see U of C play, U of A play, U of L, UBC, Carleton, if I can see these guys play in my home ground, maybe I'll have dreams of staying here instead of watching TV and going to Oregon or going to Duke or going to these other schools.
100%.
Hypothetical, but
yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Like I said, shout out to Shaw. Like I remember when I was like, I think I was 17, and 17 is really actually a little late to start like saying I want to play at this level. I want to play that. Mm-hmm. But I remember turning on the TV, Channel 10 in Toronto and Scarborough, and it's Shaw, and they're showing games like OCAA games, like, you know, Kingston. They're showing Humber, they're showing George Brown and all. And I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I that was the goal then. I said, I want to play there. I could do that, right? So what you're saying makes perfect sense, man. Give the kids something to strive for.
Absolutely. 100%, man.
In that block get dizzy, man get popped, no fizzy, man get splashed from the Draco, wet man call that drizzy, run up, my youth.